Hello, Lana here from the Graceful Living Path. And today I wanted to have a conversation with you about different states of consciousness, or what you might have heard called 3D, 4D, and 5D reality. And why this is important is because as you are in this human ascension, this evolution of our consciousness, how we think, and what we transmit out into the world, how we perceive the world, it's helpful to understand where you are on this, let's call it a scale, for lack of a better term, and how you have the opportunity to navigate based on where you are feeling from, what you are thinking, what your state of consciousness is. So, many of us, not just during the time of this pandemic, but prior, have been going through what I like to call unearthings. It's where aspects within ourselves, pain, trauma, dissonant energy, things that we have pushed down, shoved down, denied, rejected. So anything that has some pain associated with it has been coming up. And this will happen dependent on, one, what is going on in the world, so the bigger collective of people, because the more people that are going through an awakening, the more there's a movement, the energy is being generated, it's being propelled. The other times you're going to notice this happening is dependent on your, let's call it, inner circle. Who do you spend the most amount of time with? If they are going through significant changes, oftentimes it will catalyze your own. So, other times, I just need to say this, when we choose to not do our own awakening work, our own returning to our bodies, doing our healing so that we can grow, and healing looks like meeting something that doesn't feel good, making peace with it, forgiving either somebody else or ourselves, and then we reintegrate that into us. That's what healing is, so that we are more home in our body. There is more of us here now that is able to guide our lives in a less reactive, painful way, and a more conscientious, responsive way. So we're not causing more harm than good. So 3D reality is a very dense consciousness. It is literally the physical plane. It is 3D. It's like we have a body, there are very tangible things around us. We live in a 3D plane. What that also means from a chakra perspective is that we are dealing with root issues. So root chakra, Muladhara, is about survival, stability, security. It's fitting in with the tribe. And because of our innate ability to want to survive, we are more likely to adapt to what the tribe wants us to do rather than step out, be seen, be heard, individuate, question, challenge things than what the tribe's narrative is, okay? So 3D reality, we are living in that. And right now in our 3D reality, there is this humongous movement around fear happening. There is a division happening, a divide. There are people being segregated and others choosing teams, so to say. And so when we're operating from that place, we're not operating from the heart, the intelligence of the heart. So throughout this 3D reality, though, we have this emotional spectrum. And in this, we start with fear, and then we journey towards acting in more love, more kindness, more acceptance, more forgiveness, more humility. The longer we spend time at that end of the spectrum, the love end of the spectrum in this 3D reality, how we are meeting situations, meeting other people. Is there more kindness? Then we access what's called a 4D bridge. This is the transition point, and many are in this right now, and it's very exciting for me to be watching, because a lot of the clients I work with are questioning, they're like, I don't any longer resonate with some of my old behaviors or patterns or beliefs or addictions, because addictions are, again, a masterful way for preserving, saving ourselves. We numb things out. We can more readily push the discomfort down, deal with it later. So they're watching that their patterns are shifting, the ways that they relate to themselves and to the world around them is shifting. They're letting things go. They're letting people go. They're letting ways of thinking go. They are being what's called recalibrated, reprogrammed, if we think of it as a computer hardware system. And so the love that is within this 4D spectrum starts where we were ending in the 3D, learning about love, showing up with more love, and then we just continue to grow in love. There is no longer fear. Doesn't mean we don't get afraid of things, but we're not operating from fear. We're not looking through the lens of fear. We've moved up. That energy, that denseness of the root chakra, we've broken free from that. Energy wants to liberate, it wants to move upwards. So now we are in the fire of the heart, and we are valiantly, courageously showing up to be more loving, more generous, more kind, more inclusive. And then from that space of residing more in the 4D love reality, we can dip back into 3D reality, be of the world, but not consumed by the world or the vibration, the consciousness that the world is operating in, which may be fear, lack, scarcity, segregation. We can more compassionately meet those individuals that are operating from those denser levels of consciousness. And so the longer we reside in 4D and keep moving along that scale, or expanding 360 degrees, our capacity to hold more love, to trust in more love, build faith that love is the truth, that love is what is the healing balm we all need. And just a little side note here. If we are operating from love, that doesn't mean we don't have boundaries, okay? We're a very solid, sovereign, integrated person here. So we're not passive, but we are no longer victims, which is very much 3D consciousness. Life is happening to us. As we move into 4D, life is happening for us. It is showing us where we are not self-loving, self-worthy, or doing that, seeing that with others and operating from that place. So now we have this opportunity, as we are holding more love, more compassion, more care and kindness, to move into 5D reality. So 5D reality is love. It is the highest expression of love that we are going to be able to easily access. This is the place where you hear teachers like Eckhart Tolle talk about New Earth. New Earth, my dears, is happening now. It's how we choose to meet life. It's how we choose to meet the microcosmic life that's happening within us. How do we show up? How do we find the calm? How do we find the grace? How do we surrender? Because this is it. It's learning. We are human. We are wired for survival. We have a very primitive brain. Our evolution depends on coming into love and then acting from love. So the more emotionally aware we are, the more that our emotional maturity or intelligence grows. Because now we're able to articulate, we are able to make decisions based on a place where we are more emotionally steady. Then we grow in emotional resilience. We are very much in trust at this point. We trust what is happening around us, through us, and we're not making it personal. So this is a really big deal. So wherever you are on this spectrum of 3D, 4D, 5D, you're going to pop in and out from 3D to 4D so many times until you choose to take up occupancy in fourth dimension, which is, again, love. So be kind with yourself, be gentle with yourself, because we know 3D. The world is all about 3D. It's what we have, what we do, who we know, how we look, how we act, how we present ourselves, how we portray ourselves. 3D. Keep coming back to love. Forgiveness, compassion, kindness, inclusivity, respect, dignity for others, for ourselves. And you will find that you spend more and more time residing in love. Eventually, we will find ourselves operating more in 5D. However, right now, because the collective consciousness is in a very solid 3D state, being in 5D is a very difficult state to hold, because it's like we're in this cosmic, psychic, emotional eddy of energy that keeps pulling us back down, back down, back down. So raising your own vibration is imperative. Steadying your own vibration is imperative. And that looks like you coming home to yourself, returning to yourself, becoming clear on what is happening within you. And then from that place, we affect the world around us, because we are energy beings. So we are constantly transmitting a vibration. So who you are right here, right now, what's going on inside, is what you are transmitting. Even if you think you're really good at putting that brave face on, we're all feeling you. So look for the help. Sometimes it's working with a coach such as myself that does this specifically. Maybe it's a therapist. Maybe it's a psychoanalyst. Maybe it's a shaman. Maybe it's somebody very dear to you who can be objective and just help you to feel safe. Whatever it is, this is our path. This is the spiritual warrior path. It is coming more wholly into who we are, so that we're clearing the debris, the dissonance, so that we are more of a conduit for more love to move through us. This is our power, okay? I am going to be running a 4-week in-person, it's only for 7 women, program, and it's called Ignite Your Calm, and CALM is an acronym. This is like an introduction to that coming into yourself, to getting more acquainted with what's happening and doing some healing work around that, and then creating some momentum from that place. So that will be on my website under my offerings tab, and it will be first come, first serve. So if you're interested, please reach out. After the live series, it will be turned into a digital program, so you can capture that at some other point when it feels more relevant to you or more timely. And otherwise, remember, it's one breath at a time. Don't judge yourself if you've had a really great day or a stretch of time and now you're what you'll call maybe regressing. It's not true. The body is dense. 3D is dense. We can change things here and in our emotions, but the body is going to keep pulling us back. It's like that emotional dense eddy. All right? So reach out. I am doing a little bit of one-on-one work right now. Otherwise, check out Ignite Your Calm. So much love to you. Oh, so much gratitude. We are all needed here to raise the collective vibration closer to at least that end of the 3D spectrum into love, if not into that bridge state of 4D, which would be just glorious. And it would be heaven on earth, this new world. Blessings to you and so much love.